Hello everybody and welcome. I am the Beta Plan and this is our Sun in Shadow Estate within the darkest dungeon, in which we're going to illuminate you about two new modded characters. We will be playing as well with the Thrall, but this is not the focus point of the Thrall. I've discussed him before. We are taking his major trinkets with him, which will give him plus 50% stress, and I'm gonna notify you about that, because for this new character, made by S Purple and an actual bird in real life is currently his Steam name, but I'm not sure if that's going to be permanent because it sounds like a joke name. But they have made the Cataphract, and the Cataphract is also going to be highly stressed because he has minus 50% healing stress received and plus 25% virtue chance, and here is a plus 35% stress. So he wants to get stressed, and hopefully you get either virtued, so that your healing skills improve, or you get damage if he gets afflicted. Well, I have to see if that works, but yeah, this is a high stress party. And as you may notice from these trinkets, damage in position 4. Now these don't have anything special, but it is because the Cataphract can be played in two ways, and I'm going to try and play him in the way that I think he should be played. The fact of the matter is he has two skills, called Thrust, which moves him one forward, but has a damage penalty, and Winnowing Volley, which does a damage penalty, that moves him back one. But that's only forward one, back one. I prefer him, however, using him to the extreme. That is using Onslaught, which has a 30% increase in damage and a 40% crit modifier, moving him forward 3. So all the way from the back to the front with just this ability. That is nuts. However, it can only be used in the back. That's very important. The same is for Pin Down, which also has a damage buff and debuffs the target and buffs himself. It's a really good ability. So what happens when you go into the front and you want to go back to Pin Down? Well, you will have to use Wheeling Disengage, which moves him back 3, has a stronger damage penalty than Winnowing Volley, but a higher crit modifier chance. Besides, it applies a debuff. So although you can play him a little bit more safe with Thrust and Winnowing Volley, I think doing Wheeling Disengage and Onslaught are just way better. Moreover, in his position 1, he has the Banner of the East. Heals for 3 to 10 hit points, so a bit varied, but at least guaranteed heal. So more or less has a higher chance than the Vessel, but doesn't have the and might not heal at all issue of the Occultist. So I kind of like this. It's even a bit crazy in the sense that it also gives a quite decent self-protection buff. There's also a Warmth, which is actually a party heal. Once again, very varied. Unlike the Vestal, who has a little lower in max, but has a higher minimum. Certainly at this level. So mainly this guy moves from the front to the back, from the front to the back, and he is a very special character, and I downloaded him. There are two more mods made by these gentle people, because I don't know if it's a man or a female, but this one I prefer a lot, because as you may know, you notice this lance over here. You may already notice this skull over here that he's holding over here and holding over there. This character rides a ghost horse. I already said that that would have been a nice addition to the game. I had already once spoken about that. Like, you don't have a two-square character on a horseback, which would possibly been nice. No, these guys made it actually smarter. I'm now saying guys, but it could be female once again. Just forgive me, alright? Because it's a ghost horse. It doesn't take any spots up. You just move from the front to the back, and I like that a lot. So this is why I like this character. And the other character that we're going to play with is community created, which is the Librarian. And the Librarian, I'm going to play with a particular library that has been a little bit modified by Moon Slime. And this I know is a she. She changed the mod a little bit, because the mod came out, and what it did is that every skill you used gave a bonus to Resolve XP. Consider her more or less the Antiquarian, but instead for money it is for experience. Every skill she used gave additional experience. Now she has to interact with all kinds of curios, and then she finds research notes. You can decide who reads the research notes, and that person gets the benefit of additional Resolve XP. Bonus, it doesn't go away after a rest, because back before I added this additional mod, and by the way, Moon Slime She also worked on creating the character herself, so this is not a mod by another person on a mod of another person. This is the same person. But this was made for Darkest Pitch Black Dungeon. And I know that that is supposed to be harder, but I think this makes it easier, actually. And it's way cooler because she did a lot of work on it, and every research note has its own unique text. And today we will be going into the Weald, and I found several research notes in the warrants, and they were warrant specific, but also referred, for instance, to other mod characters, because it talked about a falconer who was beloved. So that was very interesting, and we're going to rock her Crimson Core trinkets as well as I'm going to do for this character, because then you can see those in action. Having said that though, there is quite a bit of interesting things. I believe they come with the Librarian herself. These are these books, and they need not be for the Librarian herself. By the by, I also have to make a small little addendum. There's also solar immunity, which I'm sure comes with the Acolyte of the Sun. So even their unique quirks have been added, so I kind of like that. I wanted to show you that because this is really special, I think. Crit versus the Cosmics, so that's for the last mission. That's not really good for him, but 50% stress heals on crit is not bad. I mean, I locked it in just to make sure that I didn't lose it for some random chance I couldn't show you. But I don't think it is super worthy of locking in, but it does make this character a lot better, even with the Acolyte of the Sun. But yeah, today the Librarian and the Cataphract. And what can the Librarian do, you ask then? Well, the Librarian has a few abilities, and some of them you can already see, I'm sure, are recolored skins of the Vestal, the Jester. That's kind of the only thing that I really notice about this character that makes it stand out like a mod, but I'm sure they will improve upon that. But yeah, there's a good story, which is, of course, every rose has its thorns. This is from the Plague Doctor, this is from the Jester, this is from the Vestal with question marks added, so that's special. But this is a riddle to solve, this is lovely, this is a major stress heal if you're lucky. And if you're unlucky, your characters go a little like, I don't understand this riddle, and they actually get stressed, which I love as a kind of like backstory to it. Soothing chatter, stress relief, knowledge is power, just an overall general bonus to buff. A good story, prevents nighttime ambush. But she has beatback, which is her only true damaging ability. You may be a bit weird, like it has knockback 2 with 0% chance. Yeah, well, depending on what you give her, she actually has claws that give her this 100% 50% movement skill chance. Then she will be moved to the back if she does beatback. But I like this ability. Know thy enemy. Damage received to an enemy. That is just a crazy strong buff. Peace of mind. Improved tactics, which, as you can see, play around again with the torchlight and what have you not. And tonics and tinctures, which is a cure bleed blight. Also, she has this clingy and needy, which forces a guard to protect her, an ally to protect her, hey, just like the Antiquarian. But she actually gives additional stress, but she also gives an additional block, which means that the whole damage is just negated. So it's a little different, but you will see why she's clingy and needy. And I forgot for the Cataphract, his abilities: extra protections, healing received, prevent nighttime ambush, and scouting. But because that's so good, certainly for free, it has a chance to give 15 stress because it's a nightmare. His holes, his ghostly holes will do the watching. And then there's wartime stories. I like these abilities, not too crazy, not too strong, just fine. And these ones are just fine. I just hope they modify it a little bit to have more unique abilities. And yes, as you may notice, I don't know why, but the Librarian can go to skills 5 on level 4, where normally that's a no-no, but the Librarian can do that. Alright, I have talked enough. Time to head into this thing and get ourselves the handmade braces for the werewolf. Because I was already 10 minutes in. Yeah, this is going to be a long mission, so strap yourselves in. It's going to be a long episode, but I hope you enjoy. We don't need as many managers because she can cure bleeds. Even if we're going to meet that also annoying big guy who constantly bleeds you. And that is just going to be fine. Let's go. So this team, there's a lot of stress on the Froll, there's a lot of stress on the Cataphract. We have Peace of Mind, which is a decent stress heal. We've given her trinkets that increases the stress heal, so hopefully we can manage it and get everything to work. Taking a little bit of a drink here because, well, this is going to be a long episode.
These salt-soaked caverns are teeming with pelagic nightmares. They must be flushed out.
And hopefully the scouting chance will aid us a lot, this scout, so that we can find where everything is at, because we need to do 100% of room battles, and I would hate it if we would miss one. So let's see how good this team works. That is a very bad start. And why did I pair them all together? As said, he can move to the third position, it will be fine. If she moves to the fourth position, it's fine. And yes, she has a rather tiny character. She's rather small in comparison to the rest. I mean, this guy is a brute of a beast, and she is very small. I kind of like that detail, but also look at the animations for him in a moment of the Cataphract. Those are nuts as well. Wow, that is you guys, you don't like us, do you? Nice dodge. You could use that. So, let's just move forward. Look at that. And we are a bit sorry that we keep having a bit of an issue there. All just off in the damage department. Not happy about that. Kill you then. Yeah, I mean, it's a one-shot kill on this guy, and this can definitely also have this benefit. You know what, let's... Peace of Mind. And then let's... It's not really needed, but yeah. That is his move back ability. Oh! It feels so weird now to see that our bounty hunter is just not the strongest guy. And here are these research nodes.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
The fishmen seem to be able to curse humans with just a touch. I do not yet know how the transformation works. So, if I want to power level the Cataphract, if you will, I'm gonna give him the research nodes. And I'm gonna say, well, boom. And then he got a buff. Plus 15% resolve XP. It is really, really nice to see that. I don't really need that anymore, but thank you. So, just like the Antiquarian, we are going to have her investigate the curios. And then you can see there's another one. Anything that has a lock on it should be carefully approached. Many such objects are traps. Voila! Plus 25 resolve XP. And you see this is until quest. Now, before I install this additional pitch black dungeon modifier, this only stayed until camp. And I think this is much better.
Eradicated.
Yeah, this is the one thing I thought about with this party. There's a good chance that I might kill everything so that this doesn't take too long as a dungeon. I don't have anything to de-stealth though, that's a little annoying. And there it is, just a group-wide tactic, which is just amazing as well. Oh, Call of the Deep. So we're gonna get one big-ass hit here. That's gonna be... because the spearfishing is not too bad. And even this, and you have to take this into account, even this switch around should not be a problem for this party. Because they are quite apt at attacking many different positions.
Obliterated.
Boom! Destroyed underscored bananat. And also look, and when she's dodging something, she's like, please don't. It's very clear that what she is intended to be someone that is knowledgeable but knows dark knowledge, and she's not sure how to respond to everything. I'm gonna have to do this. That actually worked, despite this. Oh no, he didn't have a stun resistance. That wasn't the other guy. Well, that's fine then. Just get rid of you and give you another piece of mind. So that despite all the debuffs that you have on stress was leaving, it went fine. And there you can see that nice bow shot. So let's continue on with this research node. Nightmare can become material in this wretched place. Beware the whispers of your mind. Plus 35% resolve XP. So these nodes, they tend to do 10 on to 15% bonus XP. There are a few exceptions though. There are these books that you can find of the Librarian, which is just like the book for the Abomination, that give you additional resolve XP, I think even up to 50%, which is a lot. And yeah, for the Acolyte, and that's also a bit like the Acolyte of the Sun, who also has some unique trinkets coming with the mod, but that are not Acolyte of the Sun specific. That is a huge map. That is just the entire dungeon. I don't think map normally does that also within the corridor. Is that because we're working with a Librarian?
Another mariner?
Or has that been modified? Because I know they recently changed the endless mode so that you can't use your once per battle abilities for each wave in between rest period. They don't want you to be able to do that. So unfortunately, they don't want you to have a 1000k stack, and so they want you to really work very hard for getting a lot of stuff. Ooh, that is a lot of light reduction, but ooh, that's surprised me a little. And I can tell you why, because there's additional damage versus humans. So I had hoped it would have kind of killed her, but let's just spin down.
As the enemy crumbles.
There you go. I mean, she could use a heal, but he could also use a stress relief. So we're gonna go with that. There we go. Yeah, this is a very, very high damage team. Oh dear. Yeah, but also one that is very prone to stress the way I've built it right now. Yeah, we already knew this one. But you can. Oh yeah, you cannot stack the same research node. I want to say you can, but you can't. I don't know why I would use the wrong word there, but yeah, you can't use the same research node. It keeps track of that, which is kind of interesting. So now the question is, who else do I want to power level? I'm gonna say I'm gonna do it on you. So there you go. No same research node on a person twice, which, you know what, is absolutely in line with the theme of it. So I'm really cool with that. You could really use a heal. I also like, for some reason, I don't know how they did that with the animation, but I like it. Her step seems rather small, as if she's making small steps. Just look at her animation. It's just like unlike the big guys, her steps to me, they feel small.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Oh, this is going to be interesting, fighting this guy with his teeth. I had expected you would be around here. Oh, bleed resistant. That is annoying, because once you start to bleed, we can do a heck of a lot of damage on you. I am going to first do a heal on her, because once she gets hit... But yeah, she can cure bleeds and blight, so that's very nice. Let's pin you down so that you're even slower. Sorry, you're less dodgy. Not slower, he busts his own speed. There we go. Killed him. Lower your protections. Yeah, this team can work amazingly. And let's mark you again for additional damage gain. And let's just see how much damage that does. 14. That sounds little, but considering that this is the guy with crazy amounts of protections and what have you not, that was pretty good. And
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade.
there you have it. There you have a research book, one that really gives a lot of resolve XP. A madman's scrollings. To some this is nonsense, but a scholar knows better. So he is now 35% resolve XP. That is 85. That is a 50% bonus. That is nuts. There we go. not gonna touch that because that could give additional stress. And if we get stressed here, it happens. But I'm not going to search for it, so to speak. Yeah, but the one-hit KO of this guy is just amazing. Ooh, not enough damage. Let's just pin you down. And I think it's time to peace of mind you a little bit. There we go. 14. This is because of her... Ooh, the worries. Now we have 3 people with a lot of stress. He's also been bleeding. Sorry, but stunned. I'm mixing up all kinds of words today, but yeah, that is bad. Now we have 3 people with major stress gain. Salt Gorge, that is a possible bleed, which doesn't take place. If he didn't have the worries, this wouldn't have been a 20 stress attack. Yeah, the game is a little... apparently I'm having too much fun again. And the game is like, hey, that's not allowed. This is a bit of an annoying turnaround because he can't do much in that position. Let me just first take care of this. Because it just does 2 things at the same time, so it feels, so... Here we go. And you know what, we'll camp in a moment. We'll camp in a moment, it's fine. There you go. The only reason why it didn't help so much for him is because he has that penalty of minus stress heal received. That's a nice stun, and that brings it right into position for you to do your massive attack. Unfortunately, you miss. You're not showing off to be doing well, Bounty Hunter. Despite, as you may notice, that this team works very well together. Those spiders are absolutely lethal. They work together to swarm a single target. So he has 85, now he's at 95, and I believe you can get no more than 100. At least I had that for one time ability happening, but perhaps I was just unlucky with what I received as a bonus. You know, we're just going to camp out for a moment here, and we're going to do this.
Close in tenuous firelight, an uneasy companionship.
Yeah, and he received less again because he has less received. Let's start with wartime stories, because that nearly clears everything else. And then we'll do a good story. Prevents the nighttime ambush. And then we should, we don't need scouting anymore. We could do tracking. Not gonna add the stress, that's not needed. Yeah, let's do tracking. And let's polish some armor. And who's going to be hit the most? I don't know, let's give it to the big guy.
The light, the promise of safety.
That's what you think. Ooh, let's see what we can do here. Because I didn't give him this guy's crystal trinkets, because Marvin CEO has given all of his mods also crystal trinkets, which none of the other ones that I'm playing with have, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a bit of an annoying thing. We can't... I should have hit with him the first rank, because... And he's still receiving 9, by the way, because they're cancelling out each other's buffs and bad things, but yeah. Only my front 2 can hit their front 2, so I should have taken that into account, because I don't want this guy to go off, of course. So... that will work. That will definitely work. And you're dead. Even with all your protections. Every once in a while we encounter oversized maggots. They're tougher than they look.
Precipitates a dizzying fall.
That could actually refer to the fact that at a certain moment by accident they gave them like 90% protections or something. That they made an error at a certain point with an update, and all of a sudden they were tough as nails, and nobody could. They were like all of a sudden the worst enemies. Cataphract. Perhaps we want to get rid of that. They both have Cataphract. Oh, sorry, I clicked on one. It's just slow draw. Slow draw I don't mind so much. Let's try and get rid of Cataphract. Excellent. Marvelous, even. And yes, I said that with an accent on purpose. Yeah, okay. So remember this time, take him out now. That is not as much damage as I expect. Ah, darn it. Alright.
A devastating blow.
And thanks to his trick, it does additional damage versus bleed. Which is what's so nice. Plus 20% there. And, yeah. Nice.
The blood quickens.
And then next time, probably him. That's a logical barnacle barrier. And that's a little annoying because you are gonna stress wave me again, but that's a double dodge, which I am a-okay with. So let me just stun you out of the position. Oh, you are so dead. Boom. Punched in the face. And you will have no more stress. So yeah, basically my Librarian is acting here both as my healer as well as my both in stress and in heals. Even if the Cataphract here could have done some healing over there. In fact, perhaps I should have, because he can't hit the first rank. So I think I made a boo-boo there and I should have kept him on the first position. But thanks to that pushback over here, and we still had a corpse, we have a target. So let's move him to the front again. There we go. And yeah, still available to do all my types of hits from the third rank. So you do have to take a lot into account with this guy, where everybody's going to be located at, and can they handle a switch of their position. I've had another team with the Snake Charmer, which is the last mod I am going to show off. Well, that also worked well, because that guy can also shift between a few positions, and it is just fine. You know what? Oh, nice, a crit even. Oh, I thought that cured bleed. I must have confused you with... That is amazing, but unfortunately also a little bit pointless. But let's just do this then. Take additional damage and get him marked for the bounty hunter. If that is still needed. Nope. Should have taken that into account, and now I didn't heal the bleed, but
at least promises success.
we'll do it this way. Whatever. Nightmare can become material. So, it doesn't work on him, as we already gave it to him. Let's then give it to this guy, because...
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Another research note. Take a sample of any liquids you encounter. Many of them can be used to create powerful potions. So let's see if we can go for it. Yes, we can. 115. So then it may have been that I was unlucky in the papers that I found because I couldn't remember. Or perhaps it is capped to the Librarian's level, because I was using a different Librarian for that at level 2. And you know what? I like this team so much, and I think we can handle appliances very easily. I'm going to do this one as well. Yeah, you may have survived that, but you're bleeding already. Bye. That is not a bad call of deep. Shocker. That's not even a problem. How shocking. That's not even bad damage. It's unfortunate the Librarian didn't go first, but that's because of course, a slow draw issue. And yeah, let's just get rid of your stress completely. There you go. Which might have been a good idea, because now you gained a whole bunch of it extra. You're down and out for the count. Target you with this, so that you move to the front. Peace of mind again. And considering your attack isn't going to do much, let's just get you to heal and buff, and 26 damage. Yeah, this team's Nightmare material. Can't give it to you, so...
But a victory nonetheless.
Also can't give it to you. This is already the third time we found this page. Alright. Oh yeah, this guy. Prismatic speed and purity and hard to trot. I mean, holy heck, this guy's good. You know what, Librarian? Read your own notes. Read your own notes. How about that one? What is this? That's not necessary. We're just gonna back up in here because we can't let... It's already half an hour, this video, and we're not done yet by a long shot. But yeah, for the last video, I do tend to do 2 mods at the same time, which can be a bit... I should have possibly not have done that and decided to actually do 1 mod per video. But then I also feel like there are people who do that do 1 mod per video, and they look really into the mechanics of everything. They calculate things for you, which is really nice, don't get me wrong, but it's a different style, and I like to show you not just the skills that I do in the front 10 minutes of this video, but also in which type of party they work well together, and how can you use them. And yeah, that's more or less a thing. I'm not going to show you this ability as said thrust. Well, I should. Let me just... But I don't think they're the better ones. Yeah, let's move back one. Let's use these for the next fight. And show off how those work. Oh, I did that wrong. Luckily it was already looted, but that's of course should have been done by the Librarian. My mistake. So there was a fight up in here, right? Yeah. So, bomb. So let's use this can move, and the biggest advantage of course in which positions they all can be moved, but Winnowing Volley cannot be used on the first spot, and that I find also pretty bad when you consider that, oh hey, if that is true, how am I going to go forward now? If I go forward with Onslaught, I can't go back, so this is really, I shouldn't have used these 2 abilities because it's actually only good if he uses in the 3rd position, but yeah, let me just use this one. And then you can see it's the same type of attack as with the one that I already showed you. Yeah, let's just do this. As for the Librarian, her other skills, well, we may be able to show them out later. Just do this, voila. That is a very unique type, by the way, and I like it a lot here. This is definitely going to kill him because of how he works with Mark. The difference between victory and defeat can be as small as a single action.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
Absolutely true. 125% resolve XP. I like. But yeah, let's stop with this silliness already. I need Onslaught, I want Pin Down, so hold on. Let me just do the order in that I like them. And then this. But I didn't click on you. I meant to. There we go. This is the in which I'm using him, the way I'm using him in this party. The other ones are better if you're in 2nd and 3rd position because of its inability to be used at the 1st position and its inability to be used at the last position. So this is really, yeah, in the 2nd, 3rd position, and then which other things you're gonna combine with it, I don't know, because they're all only used in the 1st and 4th position. So that's why I feel like these 2 are not good. Because if you go to the back position, the very back, you can do Onslaught, but then you're forward 3, and then you can go back 1. So I feel like these 2 miss a little bit of support. It's like I can go back 1, back forward, and then if I'm in the 2nd position and I go back 1, then I can go forward 1, but I can't go back another 1 because then I can't use this one anymore. So it feels to me like they lack a little bit of support to be actually useful. As for her, this is Forbidden Child is pretty nice. I mean, a debuff of 30% on everybody on the enemy team is great. However, it does give additional stress, and the damage, yeah. But you know what? We'll use that as well. And Clingy and Needy, I really don't want to do that, but let's do that. And this, it only works if you want to go to the back and if she's pulled to the front. It's like your a bit like the Crusader's ability to go from the back and do this thrust forward in order to move to the front if you're in trouble. But with this team, considering they move around a lot themselves, I don't think that's ever going to be needed. Besides, as I didn't bring back the gloves with me, it doesn't really do her knockback ability, so it's kind of mute. Yeah, 39 damage out of the gate. Nothing special. Boom. Dead. You know, who gives a hoot? Ow. Yeah, I can't do anything with him right now because I already killed everything that was on the third position. So let's just do... What on you? Oh, no, wait, you had the worries. Sorry. So that's still not a good idea. But yeah, it has one block now. So he is blocking any damage that comes in on him. Much like the Aegis of... or much like it is the Aegis of the...
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
The shield breaker. Research now, these spiders are absolutely lethal. I think I already used them on you, right? Yeah, did I use it on you? Nope, there you go. But yeah, that was clingy and needy. So we'll get rid of that. You see, so I also don't think that that animation is very special, to be honest. But that doesn't make the ability bad. It is just that the amount of stress it adds for that one block of Aegis, I don't think it is very worthy of using it. Oh, he survived. Actually, did he survive? No, he did not. He seemed like he was going to survive, but then he didn't.
Death by inches.
Yeah, that's stress though. Let's do this for a moment. Time to do peace of mind. And yeah, all those protections. Gonna be difficult.
Exposed to a killing blow.
Bad. Nice dodge. I think the Cataphract is going to just heal for a moment here. Get some protections up. So you... oh, it lowers stress, that's what it aids with. You know what, I'm actually cool with that. Let's lower stress for a moment. Because you got because I won't be able to do it with her if I want to cure the bleed, so... There we go. Not unexpected, but you are not stunned this round, so I will stun you the next round and get focus on you again. There's another stress wave, another dodge though, very nice. I did increase her dodge thanks to her trinkets over here, plus 12 dodge, so it's not entirely unexpected. But still, it's always nice to see, of course. Boom. And yeah, he does have a crystal trinket that allows him to get through all kinds of defenses, but I didn't equip it on this one, so I actually possibly should have done that, because of course there are a lot of people in here that have stress. So let's do Forbidden Charm for once. Yeah, look at that animation. That is really awesome. It's gonna be difficult killing this guy with their annoying little habit of two guys being able to protect him, but now we should be fast enough. That's additional damage, that's annoying but fine. Trying to get you to bleed out. And now it's really time to just do peace of mind for a while, because yowza.
Precision and power.
Nice. And a dodge, very good. Yeah, I don't know why with his dodge mechanics he picks up the horse's skull that's next to him. It seems a little weird. That's the way you want to protect yourself. He's like protecting the skull, it seems, but he isn't, because he's picked it up from his belt. But I mean, it's cool to work in that their skull is over there. Don't get me wrong, but it's kind of funny in a sense. You know what? I will do this to get that debuff on it.
On its own.
And yeah, he still has a damage penalty. But also, more importantly right now, he has a -10 speed and a -30% damage because of this ability. And that is an incredible amount of debuff in accuracy, of course. So that's why I do like to play him to the extreme of his abilities. Yeah, this can be a bit of a disadvantage with him playing him to the extreme, however. I have no target. So that's a bit of a meh of my particular type of strategy. I should have taken that into account more, but that's probably more me being very unfamiliar with him still, or this is like the third time I use him. Disorienting blow is as good as 5. There you go, 135.
As the light
That's
gains
such a
purchase,
crazy amount.
spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
But yeah, let's get you off this and get that back. There we go. And let's use a key. Oh, I didn't know. I realized we had that many keys. I don't recommend making a blood offering at holy fountains. The corrupted fountain is nothing but trouble. And this is how you also kind of learn about certain curio interactions, which is kind of a cool way to do if you didn't know. I do. We're charging back for a moment, folks. Sorry to interrupt you, but we found ourselves a secret room. And although I have more than enough cash, and I totally don't need to do this, I just want to see what happens if a librarian opens this. Just a page, alright. It seems some traveling performer wrote an overly verbose account of his travels, and Stash knows about it everywhere. We'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do that. There you go. Done and done.
In Radiance,
It's probably a
you'll
little bit silly
find
to have this.
victory.
Yeah, you know what, let's do that. Oh, it's silly to even care about it once again because I have over 30 million gold. Did I say million? Is that correct? Is that correct? Where the heck? Did I? Whoops. Oh no, I can stack them, of course, nowadays. You might not see it, but there are 2 over here. That's because I've built a new district that allows you to stack more. So that is why that is happening. Alright, we'll go down here, do this corridor, and we're done with this dungeon. Should make the video about an hour. Hopefully you enjoy this little hour. And this in-depth view about these mods. And yeah, you can see why the throw is
Masterfully
why this
executed.
team is so good. This is just... I forgot again about the Cataphract. I am so sorry. If I'd done that, we probably would have been finished with this fight. That's just my mistake. Although actually, didn't I attack the first guy? Was the guy with the sword on the front? Or did you push him back? Can't remember. Nonetheless, doesn't matter. You're dead and gone. And here another research book. The account from the leader of the losing side of a rebellion. His story was never told. How much can we stack you? 215. Yeah. This is going into the. This is crazy. Let's see. He's now level 3. Let's see how far we can push this. No, that needs holy water, right? Normally. Oops. Oh, we resisted disease. Very nice.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
What fool thought lighting a signal fire in the woods was a good idea? I don't know. But I am steam powering you like crazy. I mean, the other guys have a little bit, and he has none, but... This is the way when you want just a character to go like from being a little bit of useless to amazingly powerful in your state. So let's prepare this so that the Cataphract can kill him. Yeah, now I'm actually using the Cataphract properly this time for once. You get a little bit of stress because you can't hit. That is not enough damage. The problem with the Cataphract, and I'm using this with air quotation marks, is his damage is a little... I have the feeling sometimes his damage is more varied than his stats seem to make me feel, but that is possibly because I'm just comparing him with the freaking Fro right now in this team, and just 10 to 20. I mean, his damage is outrageously good. And even he has 7 to 15, so it's not like he is overpowered or anything, 7 to 13, but it's just that his has a plus 30 damage modifier in general, and for the Bounty Hunter it needs a little bit of setup. So it's not like the Cataphract is like, don't send me messages, this mod is overpowered because of that ability and because of his heals. Yes, but in general damage is lower. It's just because of the way that I use him in this combination with this team that it is absolutely bonkers. And because I am using him to the fullest, because I am making him go forward and back, forward and back. But do this again, because I do want their accuracy lowered. I don't want those stress waves to hit me as often. Or this Assistus, which unfortunately it does. But no bleed, so that's fine. Bounty Hunter, if you could stun, that would be amazing. See if Breeze, he heals him a little bit. A little bit, I say. He heals him fully. Right! I don't like that. Don't do that. There we go. That is damage. Let's see, more damage, and let's give you some additional damage received because those stress levels are absolutely fine. $18 damage. Yeah, you're dead. Actually, no. You're barely clinging on to life here. Well, we had 2 chances, because even with his lower damage on the area of effect, I think he would have killed him.
So too will resistance.
I mean, it is minus 75%, so... the fishmen seem to be... Yeah, that's Curse. I think I gave that to you. I think I gave that to you. No, I didn't. Okay. We don't have that much corridor to go anymore, so let's just start collecting shite. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the full torchlight. There we go. I probably can even throw away the campfire, but who knows? I might be able to use that. Why did I do that? I did not use the Librarian. I saw the trap and I was like, oh, I need to use the Bounty Hunter. And then like, not for the curio in front of it, you numbnaskull. That is, of course, the big disadvantage of using this mod. If you forget that, you are stuck. And when you use your abilities, you don't forget that, because those are abilities. But yeah. Oh, thank you. This is a little unfortunate though. How it's now playing out, because I didn't kill anything with my high damage team right now. And because she's slow, unfortunately, from her skill you will never get the first bonus. And with that I mean the bonus of that it gives on the first round. Nice amounts of dodges and what have you not. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, you poor fools. But yeah, her ability over here, if I click on her, why am I not allowed to click on her? I am allowed to click on him, but not on the Librarian. I am allowed to click on the Cataphract. What in the... I will show you in a moment. That's weird. Sure, have your fun. But you're now visible. Aha, bye-bye. You dead? Stay back. So, this, yeah. Plus 80% dodge if HP below 10%. Just an extra. Plus 12 dodge in the first round. Plus 12% protection on the first round. So, it basically, because of a slow draw, this doesn't do as well as it should do. So, I should get rid of it. But, I wanted to show you that. That ability is actually even better than it is already doing, because I do like already the accuracy buff that it gives right now. It is slightly difficult to understand what it's gonna do, because if torch below, if torch above, you have to take a few things into account. But it's mainly that dodge bonus if HP is really low in order to save them. But I'd probably rather use strong accent pictures just to get rid of a possible dot and to do a heal. But those first round abilities, yeah, I'm not making use of them actually properly, so that's a bit of a shame. Oh, another crit, that's pretty good. Fortunately that took place, so you... Let me just stun you. Bring you to the front, and because you're so big, you are dead. But I want to say, because you're so big, even the Cataphract could still attack you if you were brought to the front. The corpses of sailors dot the shoreline, and occasionally they walk. So, 240%. I keep calling it out. By now I think I don't need to, as you can already surmise what I'm trying to say. It is gosh darn ridiculous amount of XP she can give your fellow members. And I even made a mistake of one time not giving something to a person, so...
And baubles, paid for in blood.
Breaking random idols and sculptures hidden in the cove seems to disturb the fishermen and the dead. 250. I think that will probably be the end of his resolve XP. No?
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
The sacrificial altars harbor dark magic. Careful not to bleed around them, for they can sense it. I didn't even know that. Wait a second, there's a higher chance something will go wrong if you bleed during and interact with certain curios? I did not even know that. I'm not sure how much that is true, or how much that is now... I'm reading into it, but...
Waiting to be spent.
Some scrolls are not worth reading. Burn them and never look back. Yeah, those are the ones... That is a reference to... the ones that lie on the ground in the warrens, I think. Perhaps you can also find them in the... Ooh! Need to kill. Yeah, this... that... Thanks to the multiple dodges, that wasn't as bad as that could have been. I also like the fact that his power is so strong, he just knocks everything dead there. This is a little annoying though. I have to hope that they are faster than him, but he has a speed of 10, which is always rather large. This is where something like the Snake Charmer's ability or the one of the Acolyte of the Sun would have been excellent. Like, I want an extra turn to kill this, because I would like to kill it now. Because I would have wanted to prevent this from happening.
The abyss returns even in the boldest gaze.
Oh, they got their target. They don't like the bounty hunter anymore, alright. Sit back.
Such a terrible assault.
Perhaps I'm gonna make this video a little longer, because I would not leave this dungeon this way. They're making me want to play longer. You're just playing right into my trap, that's it. Just get rid of you. I had hoped, but I won't. But then, let me just kill you then. This way. Yeah, that you need a bandage, I kind of agree with, but I don't have one anymore. I have to admit, a little bit my own mistake. Spiders, I know I've seen this research paper a few times. But not on her yet. And we got a bandage, lucky us. Yeah, I know we're done, but we're not done. No. What is this? Why would anyone want to poke around in a torture device? Yeah, I don't know either. That's a very good question. I'm not even sure why we're taking this along, but... do this. Do this. We can't have the full meal. And now we need something to de-stress him. Oh, that went totally wrong. Ooh, that went very wrong. Could I do chain the beast? It's right. Yeah, all companions, but the Cataphract just went a little nutso there. You know what? Let it rest there. Cataphract, how much experience will you gain? Plus 280%, and I made one error, so it could have been around 300. Let's see what that gives in the very end.
Odor abates. The things are driven back for a time.
Oh, collected treasure. Yeah, very low, but that's not my problem. Well, very low. Thanks to the secret room, not that bad. You a disease, the worries which will remove, and this is guy went just from level 3 to level 6 in one mission. All the others went to level 5, but he just went to level 6 straight up. So that is just crazy. He needs to de-stress and he needs this removed. Stress faster. I would have preferred on guard. But alright. So that is how good the Librarian is to help you gain.
Seditionists and heretics skulk in the alleys. They must be found out.
How well the Librarian can help you ramp things up, and how well the Cataphract can do things for you if moving in this drastic fashion. If your party is built for it, you saw this party, they do damage. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.